We don't hate you. We don't care enough about you to hate you. We just see that you're a fool. You make a fool out of yourself virtually every day. That's why we talk about you. We're laughing at you. We're making a mockery of you. You're making a mockery of yourself. It's not hatred. You really should learn to distinguish between those two different emotions, because you're receiving one in droves, and it's not hatred. You can act, like you're Beyonce all you want.
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about
I don't
think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr.
That's
Chairman,
beneath
would
even
you please regain order of you?
When Megyn Kelly and Marjorie Taylor Greene shifted their focus to Jasmine Crockett, the exchange quickly turned into something far beyond a simple clash. Crockett, known for leaning heavily on fiery sound bites and over-the-top theatrics, often relies on sheer volume to make up for what critics see as a lack of depth. But Kelly and Greene cut straight through that facade, stripping away the performance and revealing how much of Crockett's persona is fueled by media approval and partisan outrage rather than genuine substance. What unfolded wasn't really a debate at all. It was a dismantling where every layer of Crockett's carefully built image was peeled back until the myth she projected couldn't hold up anymore.
Our next guest has some more on Ms. Crockett. He's Benny Johnson. He's host of The Benny Show, and he has an exclusive report now on Crockett's alleged background. See, he traveled to where Crockett claims she is from a tough area of South Dallas. You hear her speak. She tries to talk street like, okay. Compared to where she's actually from, it's quite a different picture. I'm dying to ask you about Jasmine Crockett.
Oh boy,
She seems like a nightmare.
she's delightful.
What's that like to work against her?
So she serves on oversight committee with me, and she's on my Doge subcommittee.
Great.
Yeah. I'll tell you, one of the funny things was we were having a committee hearing on oversight, and it was really late at night. And I was really irritated because I'm always like, why can't we work normal work hours like regular people, 8 to 5? I don't know what's wrong with Congress that we're always doing crazy things at 9, 10, 11, 2 a.m. under Nancy Pelosi. So we're on the oversight committee, and she is running off her mouth, and I shot at her about her massively huge.
Megyn Kelly came at Jasmine Crockett with precision, almost surgical in the way she dismantled her. Every cut was deliberate, every point sharp, exposing the hollow core beneath the bluster. Kelly has long had a talent for spotting the cracks in the armor of media favorites, and Crockett practically handed her a list of vulnerabilities. Crockett has built a public image on shouting matches, exaggerated outrage, and mistaking sheer noise for influence. But Kelly reminded everyone watching that yelling doesn't equal vision, and temper tantrums aren't the same as strategy. Crockett's ascent wasn't about substance, knowledge, or leadership. It was about perfecting the performance of outrage and collecting applause for being loud. Kelly didn't just pull the curtain back on that act. She mocked it, highlighting just how flimsy and shallow the entire performance really is.
And just like her, you can play the victim when you're not. But you're going to have your hands full with people laughing at you because you behave so foolishly. And the fact that you're a diva bitch behind the scenes, so much worse. You're not even beloved by your staff. Like, you alienate everyone. The people who know you best don't like you. The people who are just glancing at what you're putting out there publicly don't like.
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Then Marjorie Taylor Greene stepped in, and unlike Kelly's precision strikes, Greene went in with raw, blunt force. She didn't bother wrapping her words in courtesy or subtlety. She bulldozed right through Crockett's image of being untouchable. Greene called out the contradictions head-on, pointing out how Crockett constantly preaches fairness while building a career on fueling division. She talks endlessly about accountability, but only when it can be used as a weapon against others. Greene turned the tables, forcing Crockett to face her own standards, and once the spotlight shifted back on her, the entire act began to crumble under the weight of its own hypocrisy.
I was like, well, I said something along the lines of like, well, you can't read it because of your fake eyelashes. Because she had all the information in front of her, and she's like, we don't even know what's going on, and da da da. And oh my gosh, total explosion. But she
insulted you too. She said something about a butch body.
yeah.
She's nasty too.
Which I thought was absolutely hilarious. I mean, I'm like,
Together, Megyn Kelly and Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't simply offer criticism of Jasmine Crockett. They took her apart piece by piece. Kelly's sharp precision combined with Greene's unfiltered bluntness created a 1-2 strike that left Crockett's image deflating like a balloon with a slow leak. Crockett has long relied on being the loudest voice in the room, mistaking noise for influence. But when faced with two opponents who refused to be rattled by her theatrics, the emptiness of her brand became glaringly obvious.
Perfect. The Human Rights Campaign. These are the people who run around harassing every business to make sure that they're being pro-LGBTQ and pro-DEI and not doing anything that a Human Rights Campaign finds offensive in any way, shape, or form, unless if you are in a wheelchair and are the governor of Texas, in which case it is fine for Jasmine Crockett to do this to you. Watch.
Because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now.
Kelly exposed how Crockett's entire career is propped up by echo chambers. Every outburst on camera earns her instant applause from a media desperate to crown her as the next Democratic star. But once you step outside that insulated bubble, the theatrics lose their shine, looking less like political leadership and more like someone trying out for a reality TV role. Kelly drew a clear line between attention and achievement, pointing out that Crockett has confused the two. Trending on Twitter for shouting the loudest isn't the same as drafting meaningful policy or providing genuine leadership. Crockett might dominate the first category, but when it comes to the second, she falls flat.
Unfortunately, we lost her last year to cancer. But Mia Love didn't attract this kind of negative attention. So if it were just your skin color, that would have happened to her too. But it didn't. Why did it happen to you? Because you're an idiot. I'm sorry, but that's why. Because you act like an utter fool. You want attention for all the wrong reasons. That's why, according to your staff, per the New York Post, you sit on your ass in your hotel room and you expect things to be done for you and brought to you, and you want...
Greene didn't limit herself to mocking Crockett's theatrics. She went straight after the hollow core beneath them. Crockett's so-called policy positions are almost always buried under layers of shouting, as if sheer volume could distract from the lack of substance. Greene cut through that noise and forced the real question into the open. What has Crockett actually achieved? For all the fiery clips, the viral moments, and the microphone meltdowns, where is the tangible impact? The silence that lingers after that question says more than Crockett ever could, and Greene made sure the audience heard it loud and clear. What made the takedown so effective was the sharp contrast between the two women dismantling her. Kelly came with surgical precision, measured, calculated, and ruthless with her facts. Greene came with raw force, blunt, unapologetic, and fearless in how she delivered her blows. Against one, Crockett already looked shaky. Against both, she looked exposed and humiliated. Kelly stripped away the carefully polished image. Greene crushed the hollow confidence behind it. Together, they revealed Crockett for what she really is, not a rising political powerhouse, but a media fabrication who survives only in spaces where no one dares to push back.
right. And then I remember one time on Oversight, she called one of her staff over and she whispered something in their ear and they ran off, and then they came back with this big white fluffy pillow that they put behind her back. And I'm going...
And some bonbons?
Yeah, like, what is this?
As they fed her grapes and fanned her?
Yeah. So she claims to be, you know, from her people. She puts on this image that she understands the Black American struggle. But let's face it, the girl went to private school. She went on to, you know, I don't know what college and law school. She went to it's like, you...
Kelly drove home the idea that Crockett's entire rise has been built on selling herself as a victim-turned-heroine. Every critique becomes, in her telling, proof of her courage. Every heated exchange is spun as evidence that she's hitting the mark. But Kelly stripped away that illusion, showing that what Crockett parades as bravery is really just performance. She isn't challenging power, she's playing to the cameras. Rather than dismantling systems, she props them up by feeding into the endless outrage cycle that keeps politics shallow and performative. At the same time, Greene zeroed in on Crockett's double standards. Crockett loves to rail against corruption and inequality, but when those same issues surface among her own allies, her voice goes silent. Greene underscored how Crockett only comes alive when attacking Republicans, yet shows none of that fire when it comes to holding Democrats accountable. That selective outrage, Greene argued, exposes Crockett as less of a leader and more of a partisan performer angling for a bigger role in the theater of politics. Kelly's precision made the critique sting even more. With a tone laced in mockery, she described Crockett's brand as nothing more than performance politics. Even Crockett's most viral moments, Kelly noted, don't result in actual change. Her fiery speeches don't pass legislation, her screaming matches don't solve problems, and her outbursts don't inspire real leadership. Instead, they just churn out more content for the same media machine addicted to outrage clips. The image of a fearless fighter, once Kelly and Greene finished with it, looked more like a shallow act designed for applause than anything resembling true political substance.
And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess.
I got to check my woke rule book, Walter, but I'm not sure I don't think that's allowed. I do not think you refer to the guy who's in a wheelchair as the governor of your state as Governor Hot Wheels. Some of her defenders online are like, we all call him that down here. And as far as I can tell, it's only nasty leftists who do. Not sure that gives you a pass.
If she'd spoken in English, I would have understood her better.